Hi YouTube, it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and I have a special tip for today. As many of you may have heard, last Monday, February 29th, in the evening, I lost my dear daddy and best friend from cancer. His long battle, he's been sick for a long time, so it's not expected, but always unexpected, if you know what I mean. So today's tip is actually going to be talking about that. It's going to be talking about overcoming obstacles. And if you would like to stay for the end of the video, I have a tribute to my dad in video form. And also I'm in the middle of writing a personal blog about the exact details that happened last week. And that's going to be on my website, www.entrepreneurgirl.net, if you would like to take a read of that. So last Tuesday was the only Tuesday tip that I've ever missed, and I'm really sorry about that. A big thank you to James Benner from the Cali Picker. He posted a video on my website, and I'm going to put a link to that here and down below if you didn't get a chance to see that, or if you missed it because I didn't get it to pop up in the regular window. But there was a post on the video, and he took time out of his busy day to do that for me because he knew what was going on with the emergency with my family. And I would also like to do a special shout out to my dear friend Mickey in Canada, because she also sent me a very lovely, touching video that I will always cherish. So guys, I appreciate it. That having this YouTube family is just remarkable for things like that you can really touch me through videos in my time of need, and hopefully I can repay that to you in some small way here with this channel. So it is natural today that we would do a video about overcoming obstacles because I still feel very much raw and in the middle of just total heartbreak. And honestly, I had nothing prepared for today. I couldn't even think or want to prepare anything. And I just wanted to speak to you from my heart. And I know that I'm not the only one out there, that struggles with death, or, more general sense, obstacles. Because obstacles is part of being human. It's part of, being a person here on this earth. And it doesn't matter what business you pursue, whether it's e-commerce or something else, this is going to touch your life. And what do you do when it happens? And how do you proceed when you don't feel like proceeding? And that's kind of where I am. And I just want to talk truth into this. And maybe it can hit you where you're at too, or maybe you'll watch it now and you'll remember it sometime in the future. The road to victory is rough with many, many obstacles. There's learning obstacles, there's financial obstacles, there's mental obstacles that we do to ourselves, and then there's things like I'm dealing with right now, death and sadness. But this is death, and this is death from someone very, very, very close to me. Most of you are friends of mine on my Facebook, and you've seen the last year and a half. My family has sacrificed on my behalf so that I could be in Indiana, which is, on the other side of the country from South Florida, so that I could be with and support my parents, because we are so very close. And, I just love my daddy dearly. So there's like no one in the world like him. And when you lose someone like that, it's really just hard. And obstacles keep you stuck. That's what they do. Most obstacles that we face here on this earth are temporary, financial, health concerns, mental obstacles. These are all things that are subject to change. Tomorrow doesn't have to be like your yesterday. You came from doesn't determine where you're going tomorrow. But some things, some obstacles like death, feel very permanent, and we know that death is inevitable. We're all going to face death at some time, and yet we live our life like we're never going to die. And suddenly you are faced with loss, your own vulnerability, your own mortality, the mortality of those around you and those that you love, and you realize just how fleeting and short that life really is, and how it can be fine one day and then not within the hour. If you or someone you love is facing losing someone you probably found what I'm finding is that in too short a time, you're expected to act as you always have, to be the same person that you've always been, when there's a sense inside yourself that you will never be the same. What you really need is time to work through the grief. You need permission for things to be different. You need to go through the healing process. And if you keep it bottled up and pretend it didn't happen, or if you don't have adequate time and support to do what you need to do, it just makes it worse. And I don't know what your belief system is. I'm a Christian and I believe in a God, and I feel grateful that God cares about me as an individual, and he has something to say about the death of my dad and my individual suffering with me no matter what I see before me. And this gives me strength and courage and hope. The 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and finally acceptance to what has happened. Not really sure where I fit into those because I don't really feel like I fit into any of them right now, but I know that maybe I'm some portion of each one of them. Obstacles can be changed with 3 things: knowledge, love and support, and a desire to make it better. So the knowledge here today with this video is that we know the 5 stages of grief. Some other things that we can take into consideration and help ourselves is to focus on the good and not the bad, to allow the feelings to happen, to gather as much support as you can. Get a whole network around you of family and friends that will literally help you when you can't help you throughout the process. Embracing life when it feels so hard to embrace life. It might even feel mechanical at first. You know, forcing yourself to look forward to things, like really brainstorming what you can do. And I've been working with this with my mom the last couple of days because the weather is changing here in Indiana and you can really see spring coming forward. So I'm talking to her about, you know, spring being a rebirth and just the temperature. She loves to be outside, so it's something she can look forward to. Planting flowers, which she loves to do. And I'm just mentioning all these things that she can do as a person, but that we can support her in as a family, like deep cleaning, spring cleaning the house, and changing the paint color, and changing the decor, and, you know, getting it all ready outside with lawn chairs and barbecues, and having family over more, and going to see family, things that she hasn't been able to do in a very long time, and just kind of giving her a mental list over and over of things to look forward to, even though today at this moment maybe she doesn't want to think about it. In the back of her head it gives her hope, you know, and in her heart when she goes outside she can, you know, plant that seed where she can start to look at the flower beds and consider, you know, going to the store and buying flowers. These are things it's mechanical at first, but then you kind of grow into them as you heal. And one of the best sources of encouragement actually came from my friend James today. He sent this to me and it could have been at the most perfect time, and I want to share it with you and maybe even read it a couple of times because this is exactly the truth. You really are at a crossroads right now, and these feelings, this sadness can just destroy you. You know, I'm driving around and I'm making wrong turns. I've driven through a red light. I've done just crazy things. People are repeating themselves to me. I really am not myself. I just feel so heartbroken. I know the pain that you're going through, and I want to encourage you to choose the better path for yourself and for your family and whoever you have lost, whomever it is. They want you to be happy. You know, they can be proud for you. One of my favorite lyrics, "There you'll be." It says, "I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be." My dad is in me. I'm his DNA. I'm a product of my father, and I'm a product of how he raised me to be. And he's always been such an encouragement to me. He taught me to be strong. He taught me to be independent. He taught me entrepreneur. He taught me so much of who I am. And I want to continue to make him proud. And I want to continue to carry that on. And I do believe that wherever I am, there's a part of my Father, and whatever I'm doing, there's a part of my Father with me. And it's sad, because when something were to happen, something great, he was the first person I would call, and he was the first person I'd send a picture to. And so we were in this constant communication every day on the phone and on the email, and just back and forth, and interested in all of the same things. And now that's gone, and it's really hard because a million times a day I want to call him, and I want to tell him this, and I want to tell him that, and I feel like there's no one to tell. Even though I know that's not true, I have a lot of support, but it's just different. It's just different now. And it's not that it won't be the same, it won't feel the same, but I truly believe that he will still be proud, and that he will still see what I'm doing and what I've accomplished. And one day, again, we will meet in heaven and be able to chat about it and talk about it. And so I want to encourage you on these crossroads that you are, is to grieve. Go through the 5-step process that we talked about. Allow yourself the time, allow yourself the healing process, even when you have pressure to get back to it after like 7 days. I looked it up. It's like the natural process is 6 months to a year of grieving for a parent. And just allow yourself. Everybody grieves differently. Some people cry and are really upset, and some people, don't talk about it, and there's no right or wrong. And I don't want anybody to make you feel that you have to grieve in a certain way. But by understanding what's normal, if you start to feel that it's out of control, that you are really losing yourself in your grief, then you can reach out and get help for that. Hope today's video is an encouragement to you. I read the words to the Facebook poem that I posted, that you'll listen to the lyrics of Faith Hill. There you'll be, that at this crossroads of your life, when you're dealing with such strong grief, that you will choose to believe that that person is still with you wherever you are and whatever you're doing, and that you will still be the same person that they love so dearly. My dad loved that I was goofy. He loves cutting up with me and playing jokes, and he loves the business part. And I don't want to lose that because I'm so sad by his death. I know he wouldn't want that. And so at this crossroads of feeling so heartbroken, I have to be mindful to not lose myself and not lose the person that he raised me to be and that he loved, so much. And to be grateful for the time that I had with him, because I had the daddy that every little girl should have, that I wish every little girl had. And so I'm incredibly lucky and grateful for that. I never want to lose sight of the positives, because all I think about in my head is the negative. So when I start to go down that trail a little too long or too much, I get out of the house. I think how lucky I am, how grateful I am to have shared that, and I remember the things that we talked about today. And I hope this helps you, much as it has helped me in this journey. And for all of you in my YouTube community and Facebook 360 group, I really appreciate you reaching out. I appreciate your condolences and your support. And I'm sorry about last Tuesday. Please bear with me in the next couple of weeks, as the videos may be a little off. But I promise to keep trying and plugging along and producing content that will be really useful to you. Hope to see you over at the website so you can read the blog. I should have it up in about 48 hours. And until next video, guys, bye.